Hi Cancer, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I am Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what are the messages with the cards that come out in this reading for you today. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. So let's begin. Let's find out what cards come out and what messages come through with the cards that do come out. So the first card we have is the Page of Pentacles, and we have the Star. So with the Star card, we do have some Aquarius energy. Could be dealing with an Aquarius. But with the Page of Pentacles, we also have some Earth sign energy. We could be dealing with a Virgo or a Taurus or even a Capricorn. And we have the Nine of Swords, and at the bottom of the deck we have the Page of Swords. So this Page of Swords showing up over here, this does feel like a lot of energy going into a situation. I do feel like also a lot of thinking energy, as well as a lot of desire to be able to express something or to say something, but there's a sense of someone not actually following through with that and not expressing something. It's like they're holding themselves back. Do you feel like with this Page of Swords, it also feels like a very curious energy? So it's like there's a sense of actually kind of being in a space where someone is kind of holding back because it's like they're waiting for you to do something first. So with this Page of Pentacles showing up over here, do you feel like there is a desire to be able to actually have a connection? I do feel like I'd be able to offer you an opportunity when it comes to being able to start something with this person, or this person kind of wanting that with you. You do feel like with this Page of Pentacles showing up over here, this also feels like a very a sense of you're dealing with someone who I do feel like they're willing to be able to make things work with you if you give them a chance. I do feel like this does feel like a pretty diligent energy when it comes to this person, and even the way in which they are approaching their feelings. But I do feel like with this Page of Pentacles, there could be an age gap between you or some kind of difference between you. And I do feel like it could actually be kind of putting this person in a space where it's like they could be kind of viewing you as someone who's like out of their league, or kind of in a position where it's like you're imbalanced in that sense. But with the Star card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being in a space where there could actually be a lot of hope. You do feel like it's like you have a lot of hope surrounding a situation panning out in a way that is very particular to the way you're envisioning it. With the Star card showing up over here, this feels like having a lot of hope and being true to some kind of a vision that you have. And I do feel like also think about the future and being quite future oriented in the hopes of being able to obtain some kind of a goal, manifest some kind of a situation. But with the Star card showing up over here, it also feels like an energy of kind of longing for something, almost like you're missing someone. I do feel like there could be a distance as well with the Star card, but I do feel like that distance could be also an emotional distance where it feels like there is this distance between the two of you. But it could also be a physical distance where there could quite literally be a hindrance of having distance between the two of you in a physical sense. With the Star card showing up over here, this feels like an energy of really holding on to hope in order to be able to actually get through a situation. I do feel like with the Star card, when it comes to that positive energy and outlook and even hope that you're holding on to, it does feel like it gets rewarded. But with the Nine of Swords showing up over here, I do feel like somebody kind of being in a space where it's like they're overthinking things. They're overthinking the situation, and it could actually be also leading to a lot of negative thinking at times. Do you feel like this person also being in a space where they get very much in their head at times? With this Nine of Swords showing up over here, this feels like an energy of actually having a hard time. And I do feel like a lot of the things that this person goes through, they don't express. They keep it inside. And so I do feel like it's like they suffer in silence. But with this Nine of Swords showing up over here, it feels like an energy of someone who they think about your connection, they think about you, and they think about you to a far extent. Do you feel like there's also a lot of feelings of being able to, it's like there's also a bit of some fear surrounding what is to come in this connection. So I am going to clarify these cards. We have the Wheel. And we have the Three of Cups. And we have the Six of Swords showing up in the reverse. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So this Ace of Pentacles showing up over here at the bottom of the deck, this feels like an energy of being able to kind of get to a good place, being able to get solid grounding in a connection with someone, and even as far as your feelings with the situation. I do feel like with this Ace of Pentacles showing up over here, this feels like a pretty stable energy as well. But I also feel like there's a new beginning when it comes to where you're at, and even being able to have a prosperous new beginning. I do feel like with the Ace of Pentacles, this also feels like your money kind of being affected in a very positive way. I do feel like with this Ace of Pentacles showing up over here, feels like an energy of when it comes to your career and things kind of being able to experience it's like there's an opening, a door opening in that side of things. But with this Wheel of Fortune card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being able to experience I do feel like experiencing a lot of emotions and a lot of different experiences for this person internally. I do feel like they go through a lot internally, but with the Wheel card showing up over here, I do feel like they have a positive outlook of you and this connection. Do you feel like with this Wheel card showing up over here, this person actually feels very lucky to be able to be in this connection? There is a sense of actually viewing you in a way that's like they're holding you in very high regards. I do feel like with the Three of Cups showing up over here, you and this person can have a pretty strong bond. You do feel like it's almost like a friend's first kind of a bond as well with this Three of Cups showing up over here, but it feels very genuine, feels very real. I do feel like with the Three of Cups showing up over here, this does also feel like an energy of actually having an extra component to what you have with this person, like an extra component, like it could be another person who's also kind of having a influence on your connection. But this feels like a sense of having this feeling of three's a crowd at times. But I do feel like there's this extra influence that you may actually kind of also be kind of battling with or trying to be able to work around in this connection. But with this Three of Cups showing up over here, this does feel like at the core of it, between the two of you, you have this strong connection. And I do feel like with the Six of Swords in the reverse, this feels like an energy of someone who's in a space where it's like they're holding on to something. I do feel like it is something that they are having a hard time moving on from. So I do feel like this sense of actually needing to be able to talk something out in order to be able to kind of resolve it. Because I do feel like this person actually kind of having a bit of some distress surrounding a situation that they want to be able to speak about. So I am going to clarify these cards. We have Passion. We have New Love. And we have Romantic Feelings. So this Passion card showing up over here, I do feel like this is a very genuine and strong chemistry that's coming out when it comes to the way in which this connection is making both of you feel. I do feel like with the Passion card showing up over here, it feels like a connection rooted in some kind of passion and even started from there. But with the Wheel card showing up over here, I do feel like this person being very thankful for your connection as well. I do feel like also you're going through a lot of experiences in this connection. I do feel like it contributes to this feeling of passion. But with the New Love card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of actually being in a space where there could be a new beginning. I do get that with this Ace of Pentacles. Do also feel like there's a sense of actually being in a new connection. So this could be the initial stages. I do feel like there's a sense of actually being able to experience a new connection with someone that does feel like it's also headed towards love. I do get that with this Three of Cups also showing up over here. It feels like everybody else also having their input into this connection. They could be rooting for you, but I do feel like there's a sense of actually being also supported in your connection. I do get that this new love could also be one that could actually be set up by friends for you. I do get that with the Romantic Feelings card showing up over here. This does feel like an energy of actually having a desire to be able to explore romantic feelings further in a connection. I do also get that there's a sense of somebody also kind of bringing up something that they never expressed before. So it does feel like also someone bring up some kind of romantic feelings to you. I do get that with this Nine of Swords showing up over here and this Page of Swords. Feels like a lot that this person tried to keep in that they can't keep in any longer. It's like they're expressing that. And I do get that with this Ace of Pentacles, this does feel like if everything starts, it will have a, do you feel like a solid grounds for a connection that is going to be long-term or long-lasting. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Cancer, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Cancer.